Yo, what's up guys? So today we're going to be showcasing off the new Megaliths in action here. We're going to be making great use of the new card PHUL, which actually makes this deck so much better. Being able to go ahead and pop a bunch of cards during your opponent's turn is really good with Balthor. And specifically just being able to go for whatever card that you want during your opponent's turn really makes this deck just so much better. Plus with Portal, you have a lot of free extra cards, which just makes this deck even better. Basically, you have to OTK this deck very fast. Plus, this is a card that I didn't actually know about, and I think that it is actually super insane because the Lich Lord has this awesome effect where if it's utilized to tribute summon a card, it can only be dark, but if it's used as a tribute from a card effect, you get to re-add back that card to your hand. So that's basically infinite rituals, which is really actually broken. And it's not a once per turn too, and I think that that's absolutely crazy. So with PHUL, we're able to go ahead and pop a bunch of cards with Balthor on our opponent's turn, plus add back another card, and I'll show you guys how insane this gets in a moment. But with PHUL, as well as Diviner, which I didn't get to cover when we last covered the Megaliths here, because this is a newer card. This card just has the effect where you get to go ahead and put the Herald of Arclight into the graveyard, and then just search, obviously, with whatever you want to go ahead and go for. If you want to kind of think of it as like a Manju over here, it can be quite great. It also thins out the extra deck. Not that it's really that necessary, but there are cards that can have bonuses depending on the number of rituals that you have. So that can be kind of nice. It's the only real normal summon that you need in the deck. There's another bonus effect, but we don't have another fairy to go ahead and summon that is level 2 or lower. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and summon a bunch of cards, and then we're going to go ahead and make a boss monster. So not only can this deck be disruptive on your opponent's turn and also dodge things, but with the addition of Emergence and Portal being up on the board with PHUL, it's just out of control because every single turn, and this is during your opponent's turn and your turn, you get to not only summon a card, but you also get to go ahead and bring out another card with Emergence. So you basically get double extra ritual summons every turn with this setup over here, and you get to go ahead and add back any ritual from your graveyard to your hand. And on top of this, we have nymphs that can't be destroyed by battle, card effects. This also protects your Megaliths from being destroyed by battle. And then he goes ahead and makes a 27 to attack over it, but he didn't read this card. And then he's just going to go ahead and pretty much lose out to Balthor. He tried to go ahead and attack over to get the effect, but he's just not going to be able to do anything. Plus, this deck has a lot of potential to OTK quite fast, with Balthor being able to pop a bunch of stuff, and then Phalig is able to gain a huge bonus on attack. And I'll basically explain some of the stuff here, and I've got two different builds for you guys. One's going to be a Necroz variant, and another one's going to be more of a pure variant. So anyways, this guy's got a lot of hand traps, and I guess the question is, what does this deck do against hand traps? This guy has 3 hand traps, so he's not going to be able to really do too much. He's going to go ahead and fold right into Haggith over here. He's going to go ahead and try to search out one of the spells and traps with Haggith, because that's Haggith's effect. That's going to go ahead and get stopped once again. He's going to go ahead and go full right into the Ophia over here to add another Megalith monster, but that's going to get stopped by an Ash Blossom. So he gets all his plays negated, but the other guy doesn't have an explosive play, so he's going to go ahead and set Spirit Master, go ahead and pass. And then he's going to go ahead and have Haggith and PHUL over here. Now he's got Portal over here. So one thing with this deck is you will see how good it is at recovering. So he's going to go ahead and PHUL go ahead and make Aratron over here. And Aratron has the effect when your opponent activates a card effect that targets a card, you get to place a ritual monster from the graveyard on the bottom of the deck and then negate that activation and destroy the card. But remember, with Emergence and Portal, you're going to be bringing back a monster every turn and searching out a monster every single turn. And Haggith's going to go ahead and go into PHUL. PHUL's going to go ahead and have that effect, quick effect, going for another card. Haggith's going to go ahead and search out another card. And basically now he has a really good setup. He unfortunately can't attack over it right now, but that's okay. This deck, you really have to know how to play it. It's a very extensive deck to learn, but once you learn it, specifically having Portal Emergence, you can play it really bad and probably still win the game because it's relatively resilient. Again, the Portal's going to go ahead and protect, and he's going to go ahead and go right into Phalig. Phalig just has that massive amounts of attack, and he still has a Balthor. Balthor pops as many cards as your opponent controls up to the amount of different rituals in your grave with different names, and that's very easy to get, like 5 or 6. I've seen potentially popping 12 cards once you go ahead and cycle through some of the Necroz stuff as well. And now we're going to go ahead and see what happens when we go against a deck that can OTK, because like I mentioned, you have to OTK this deck very fast, because if you do not, unfortunately, you're just going to lose out because this deck has a lot of resources. They have a lot of great recovery, and Haggith's going to go ahead and re-add. He's got the Preparation of Rites, another great search ability card. And then Portal going to go ahead and re-add back whatever he wants to go ahead and go for. And it really lets you kind of play a little bit more reckless with the deck. So we make a boss monster pass, and then Emergence, and this is going to give us double cards, and then Portal is going to go ahead and add back that card. And so he's got PHUL over here, again, really great card. He happens to have the Kaiju, so he loses out on that. I've seen normal players just straight up lose to boss monsters because they just don't have it. Let me see what I'm going to check. Unless, of course, we're playing Borreload. I've seen a lot of people just opt to not have that card. He's actually playing double. Okay, so he's probably playing... He's got to have Extravagance, right? Yeah, okay, he's got Extravagance. I was like, he's running too many doubles up on a lot of things. So he's going to go ahead and go for Moon Glacier, but he forces him to only get rid of one of the cards. Remember, once Moon Glacier goes away, he can't go to his battle phase for the following turn. So we've got PHUL out over here, and once again, Emergence bringing back another card. PHUL's going to go ahead and go right into Phaleg. Phaleg can now attack over Glacier because this is the big boy. He's kind of like the, I don't know if you want to call him the boss monster of the deck. You do have, Belthor is kind of a boss monster too, so he's going to go ahead and go for Extravagance, and he's going to go ahead and activate Instant Fusion, go right into Thousand Eyes, absorb the Ophiel, go right into Anima, absorb the Phaleg, and then he's going to try to use PHUL's effect. PHUL's going to unfortunately get negated by that card, otherwise he probably would have to go ahead and tribute the card so it was missing out on the target. He can't get over the PHUL because remember, Moon Glacier prevents the battle phase, so he's going to go ahead and go for the Incantation Engine, which is excellent. Belthor is basically just pop, like look at this point, okay, how many different rituals we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because the Link monster doesn't count. So we have popped 6 cards. That's pretty great at the end of the day. And he's going to go ahead and go right into Phaleg over here. And this is monsters you control gain at 3 attack and events. So this really lets your monsters gain an insane amount of attack and easily OTK out their Belthor pops everything. So I like it. PHUL lets you kind of dodge. And whenever your opponent would get rid of a card, you just go ahead and say no to that because the card is going to be gone. And again, they have a lot of really great cards like Lich Lord, which again, it's just infinite ritual-like material, right? Excellent for that. I'm just going to go ahead and search out that free card with Arclight, PHUL going into Ophiel. Ophiel go ahead and add another Megalith, and then Haggith is going to go ahead and get you guys that setup with the Portal. But, yo, I got to give a shout out to my boy Megalith player. You really made the deck look a lot better. I felt like it was still a pretty decent deck. I mean, it's like much better than like Crystal Beast or maybe Black Wings here. I'm not sure if I would consider it the same level of any Orcus variants or some of the Rocket variants that are really popular. And even the Shaddoll Invoked is very popular right now because those have a lot of negations. But with this deck, I think you could definitely utilize the deck without using a normal summon. So again, when you use Nibiru or let's say Dark Ruler No More, you can have instant recovery and just have so much advantage to gain because there's a lot of times or even spirals where they just set up where you just simply can't play unless of course you tribute all of your opponent's cards, which is again, this deck doesn't really need its normal summon, so that's why I like with it. So unfortunately he gets Kaiju'd once again, and plus there's a Dark Ruler No More, but Dark Ruler No More might not be that OP against this deck because again, you have Emergence, you have the field spell, those are going to be bringing back your monsters anyways, right? And at that point, you're going to be good to go. And this time, we're summoning another boss monster over here. And let's see if he's going to be able to deal with it. So he's going to go ahead and use the Escape of the Unchained, go for Ophiel over here. He goes ahead and it makes the Unicorn, and he's going to go ahead and get rid of this. But Unformed is going to go ahead and activate that effect to go ahead and tribute those monsters. So once again, that card's gone. They have a lot of dodge ability, and I like that in the deck. And once again, with the Lich Lord, infinite free cards. And I think that makes the deck just so much better. I haven't really seen anyone utilize it, so he's going to go ahead and go for another one of the Unchain here, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. He's going to go ahead and decrease the attack, so you can go ahead and get over that card so it's not there. Next turn to, of course, use his monsters as material. But we have the Abominable over here, and he's, of course, going to get rid of the boss monster, unfortunately, over here. That was double, right? That's the second nymph that he actually went ahead and went for. Yeah, it's the second one. So we lost out 2 like super boss monsters. But again, the recovery for this deck is just too good. It really is. So once again, infinite free ritual fodder, bringing back a monster every turn, searching out another card every single turn. And dude, he just went for triple and one-shot it. Dude, yo, drop a like on this video for making this so insanely powerful. That was a great play, dude. That was a great play. I still can't believe you summoned triple boss monsters and still like managed to have a bunch of resources. So let's see what it is going to go ahead and do up against the zombie variant over here. Because none of these really matter too much as far as it being zombie. But yeah, he can potentially negate an effect, of course, with the Doom King Baildrock over here. But Megalith, Portal. Again, it's just so good. And then, ooh, we even throw in the Barrier Statues. Okay, that's a pretty nasty card. He's going to get Regeki'd, unfortunately, but remember, this card is going to be bringing cards back. That card's going to go ahead and resummon. So even if you get, like, all of your monsters negated, as long as you have Emergence, you're going to be bringing back that full. And he just passed on that. Wow, I expected a lot more out of that play. Okay, he's also got the Troll and Lockbird, which can be an excellent card against this deck, but he's going to go ahead and go right into full to go ahead and just be like, okay, I'm just going to go and pop all your stuff. No problem at all. So Kazuki's going to go ahead and summon the Baildrock, but the boss monster comes out, and that might be quite a bit of a task. I don't know if he has... maybe he's got something that can boost something. He's got a lot of weird cards in the extra deck that I have not seen in a while. But maybe that'll get over this. Let's see if he's able to go ahead and get rid of the boss monster. I was surprised how often he's able to throw out this boss monster. Because remember, again, all these cards' effects are free. Like, during your opponent's end phase, if you don't need to summon your cards, you basically get double monsters out. And if you're tributing the card with, of course, your full, the card that you use as material, if it's Lich, it's a free card anyways. Like, it doesn't matter. And then your turn comes around and summon another few sets. So it's actually pretty consistent. I didn't think that you'd be able to do that in this deck, but he's got a double Baildrock over here. But remember, the cards cannot be destroyed by battle every single turn. The first time each ritual monster, which is really important here. But he's going to go ahead and just have a lot more resources, and we got impermanence over here. Phalig going to go ahead and run over the monster, but he's going to go ahead and bring back a Belthor. And then go right into another boss monster. Dang, dude, you just keep on throwing these out every single turn. But when you can go ahead and recycle full, it's hard. It's really difficult to deal with this because, again, full's going to dodge, a lot of different effects. And it's going to go ahead and bring out Belthor, which pops everything that your opponent has. Again, equal to the number of rituals. He's going to go ahead and try to negate that effect, but that's not happening because Impermanent's going to go ahead and say no to that. Alert of Darkness into just called unfortunately, not too much the other guy could have done. But you guys can see the resources are real with this deck. Now let's go ahead and hop right into the deck profile. With the two different variants. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this real fast, rapid fire here. So we got Lich Lord, double copies, and then double copies of Talismandra, 1 copy of the Candle, 3 copies of Ash, 2 copies of the Pencil Plume, 3 copies of the Diviner, 2 copies of Phalig, 1 copy of Aratron, 2 copies of Belthor, 1 copy of Chalice Flame, 3 copies of Ophiel, 3 copies of Haggith, 3 copies of Full. Then we got the Indulgence, because you don't really need your extra deck too much. And then we got Upstart, 3 copies of the Prep, 1 copy of Celebration, 3 copies of the Unformed, and then we've got the Megalith Portal over here, and the Transience and our Impermanence, and then Immersion for the extra deck and chest. I'm guessing he was probably originally trying to go for that Monarch play, which would be pretty cool because, again, with the Monarch play, you're going to be able to search out a lot of cards, but that kind of hurts. Maybe with the potential of like doing some really crazy explosive plays with the incantations. But for the most part, I think that you could probably get away with it. Then we got Shooting Star, again, that's probably for that. And then we Stardust Warrior, Omega, Hell of Arclight. The only card that's really important is honestly these two. This might pop up once in a while too because this card is quite great. Because there's a lot of fodder in the deck where you just don't really need the other card. But for the other build here, because like I said, there is 2 different builds. This is the more, I guess, pure variant. And then here we've got the Necros variant. So we've got 2 copies of Lich Lord, 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Diviner, the 2 copies of Phalig, 1 Aratron, 2 Belthor, 3 copies of Brio, which is really good. Again, remember, it counts all the rituals and you get to recycle them, so you're going to be able to go ahead and go through them quite fast. And on top of that, Unicorn, which we didn't get to see, but this completely shuts down the extra deck for a lot of different players, and this could be an instant win condition on its own. So I like the mix-up of course, Unicorn here. And then we got 3 copies of Ophiel, we got 3 copies of Haggith, 1 Colossus, 3 copies of Full, Indulgence, the Churnade, Upstart. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I feel like maybe you can make some great use out of Twin Twisters as well, because that dumps the card in the graveyard for, of course, your field spell as well. But there also sometimes can be face-up stuff. I mean, yeah, the deck can definitely OTK, but I feel like the deck already OTKs on its own. If you guys want to drop this, feel free to go ahead and comment down below if you guys would like to fix this deck. I'm relatively unfamiliar with Megaliths, but after seeing this, I feel like that they're a lot better. Then we got Upstart, 3 copies of Prep, we got Kaleidoscope, Celebration, or Inception as it's called in the TCG, and then 3 copies of the Unformed to go ahead and dodge, and then also summon another Megalith ritual monster from your deck. So just get whatever you want, it's really good. And then we got the Portal and, of course, Immersion. So these cards are obviously searchable. And then pretty much the same extra deck here. If you guys want to make suggestions, let me know down below in the comment section below. But thanks Megalith player for hooking me up with the deck profiles as well as the gameplay here. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you guys did, drop a like on it. If you're new here, subscribe, turn that bell so you don't miss out on if this deck gets any better. But I think it is actually really good already. If you guys want to send me in other replays just like my boy Megalith player, feel free to go ahead and send me into AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one, and I'm signing out. Peace.